Scripture, Sariputta. Death is the breaking up of an illusory form. Life is the continuation of an illusory process. Chapter, The Illusion of Endings. Part 1. A paradox worth pondering. The illusion of endings. You might believe that death is the final end, the complete stopping of everything you are. But what if I told you that death is just another appearance, just like life? This idea might sound strange, even contradictory to everything we've been taught to fear and cling to. However, it's a statement that holds the key to freedom. To look at the nature of our existence with fresh eyes, and to understand that the lines we draw between being and not being are not as solid as we think. This simple yet profound teaching can completely change our perspective, turning the fear of endings into a peaceful acceptance of the continuous flowing nature of reality itself. When we start to question the finality of death, we also begin to question the nature of life. We're so used to seeing these two things as a clear beginning and a tragic end. We celebrate birth, we mourn death. But this view is based on a limited perception, one tied to the physical form we live in. The wisdom of great teachers challenges us to see beyond this outer appearance. Part 2. Decoding the illusory form, the body as a temporary vessel. To understand the nature of life and death, we must first look at the illusory form we strongly identify with, our own bodies. The teaching says, death is the breaking up of an illusory form. But what does illusory truly mean in this context? It doesn't mean our body isn't real or that it doesn't exist. You can touch your hand, you can feel the warmth of your skin. It's clearly there. The word illusory or deceptive points to the fact that it is not a fixed, solid, or permanent entity. It is a temporary collection of non-body elements, a fleeting assembly that we mistakenly assign a single, independent self to. Look at what your body is made of: flesh, blood, bones, breath, thoughts, feelings. Your body is a meeting point of the entire universe. Sunlight, rain, earth, sky. Part 3. Death, the breaking up of an illusory form. With a clear understanding of the body as an illusory form, the statement, death is the breaking up of an illusory form, becomes incredibly clear and much less frightening. Death is not your destruction. It's the moment when the conditions holding this particular assembly together are no longer enough to maintain it. The form simply breaks apart. The elements borrowed from the earth return to the earth. The warmth returns to the surrounding energy of the universe. The water returns to the great water cycle. Think of a house built from wood, bricks, glass. We call it a house. The so-called house has broken apart, but the constituent elements continue. So too with our bodies. Just as death is the breaking up of a form, the teaching says, life is the continuation of an illusory process. The word process, dharma, here refers to the flow of phenomena, the continuous stream of experience. Life is not a solid, static state of being, but a continuous sequence of moments. It's a series of thoughts, feelings, perceptions, actions projected so quickly that they create the illusion of movement. The feeling of a continuous self is created by this rapid succession of moments, linked by memory and habit. This is what is meant by the continuation of an illusory process, empty of a permanent, unchanging core. If life is the continuation of habits, thoughts, actions, then we have the power to shape the nature of that continuation. The illusory body and mind are tools for sowing, good seeds or bad ones for the future. When we truly understand that both life and death are two sides of the same impermanent, illusory process, the main result is a profound liberation from two great sources of human suffering, the fear of death and the desperate clinging to life. But when death becomes a natural transformation, the need to cling softens. This doesn't mean being careless or suicidal. Seeing through the illusion of a solid self and a final death sets us free. We live more fully, more bravely, more authentically. When we understand the body as a temporary tool, we treat it with care and respect, like a borrowed instrument, but we don't completely identify with it. With this perspective, daily life becomes gentle and peaceful. The first and most essential practice is mindfulness. Every day, find small opportunities to practice kindness, generosity, and patience. The third practice is gently letting go of attachments. Life is a temporary dance, and death is just a change in the music.